Hello, hello, hello. Hi, guys. So, finally, let's do the part 2 to our reading from before, which was this person was using you and you spoke up. So, here are a few extra things I got from before that I wrote down in my notes after I posted that message. Number one, we had when we did the pull for intentions, we got the Wheel of Fortune, and I didn't really get what it was trying to get at. And then I realized it was wanting to keep you stuck in the same cycle. Then we also got Two of Pentacles, which is double timing or juggling energy. Obviously, juggling you with someone else or juggling you with other, other priorities, like just not. I feel like what I'm getting from it is just not the right intentions. But that came out with the Seven of Cups, which means juggling you or like manipulating you to keep you in a certain illusion. So those were the intentions of that person. And then, of course, that reading unintentionally ended at 2134. So make sure you look up that number and see what the message there is for you. So now we're going to get into a few things. Number one, I want to see the aftermath of the situation. I want to see what lessons you were supposed to learn. But you know what? Like, we're gonna let ourselves be guided by the reading itself, okay? By whatever comes out. So I do want to use this deck. It's a new deck I got. I do want to use this deck. It's like tarot mixed with Oracle. Is the Osho deck. So I'm going to be shuffling these. I'm going to shuffle everything I plan to use. And then we're going to set that aside. So this is what my layout is like. And now we're going to get right into the reading. Okay, so from the last reading, what we saw was there was a situation where you and this other person had a confrontation. This other person was either evading. I was trying to combine evading with avoiding, but evading this conversation, or avoiding the conversation. Basically, this person didn't want to talk about their intentions because they knew that the second you knew what they were really on about, they can't use you anymore, right? But at some point you got fed up with this, and I just saw my lighter. What the hell? You got fed up with this and said, you know, enough is enough. You confronted them about it, and that led to, of course, the ending and a tower moment. So thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much. Would you please help me clear this energy for the highest good of all and the harm of none? Would you help me gain some clarity on what is going on in this situation? Allow me to provide the collective with guidance on what their next moves are, and move forward from this in a healthy manner. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, so I want to start with the normal deck. I want to start with the normal deck first. So let me bring that over. Give me 1 second. Okay. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much. Spirit, help me look into the situation, Spirit, of this collective that were being used We're being manipulated by a person who did not have good intentions, but tried to hide it, tried to manipulate the collective into thinking, you know, maybe gaslighting you. Please let me know what was going on in that situation, Spirit. I'm going to pull maybe 5 from here. Give me about 5 about the general energy that was going on here. What happened, Spirit? What happened for this situation? In general, what happened? What happened in this situation, Spirit? What happened? That is a lot of cards, so they may go back. What happened, Spirit? What happened during this situation that we did a reading on before? What happened? Okay. So we have the Moon, hidden intentions and hidden motives. The 6 of Swords reversed, which is somebody wanting to keep you stuck, somebody not wanting to let you move forward. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which is you standing in your power. So that is what I see so far. Let's keep going. What happened, Spirit? What happened in this situation? What happened between... Yep. This was a situation that really required you to be strong. We just got the Strength card. This situation required you to grow beyond measure. Like, you had to show yourself a different side to you. You know, maybe you were someone who's usually very, like, kind and overly forgiving. And in this situation, you were like, nah, I've had enough, you know? So, let's see what else. What happened, Spirit? Thank you very much. What happened in this situation? Thank you. Okay. So bottom of the deck, we have 10 of Pentacles reversed, which was coming out in the original reading, and then Hierophant reversed. So there was somebody here who had you in a position that was going against your values. So if this was a situationship of sorts, maybe that's something that you never would want to do. And this person just kept you in an unorthodox is what I'm hearing. Unorthodox, or like, kept you in a situation you would never put yourself in if you knew what it was, right? So we have 10 of Pentacles reversed. So there's definitely a sense of, like, the overall sense is like this was definitely a hard chapter for you, like something that caused pain. It was something that you thought would be very happy and very, like, the ultimate happiness, and instead it was just a tough lesson to learn. So we have Ace of Cups reversed and Knight of Wands. So again, I'm getting here that somebody compulsively communicated, which is not a bad thing, but it was more like your emotions built up to a certain level, really heightened, and then it just resulted in this, you know, conflict, or in this conversation that revealed this person's intention. You had to connect with your higher priestess. You had to find your own strength. This was something that was very difficult for you, but again, it's like you showed yourself a different side. You showed yourself that you can walk away when something isn't serving you anymore. And then we have here the 6 of Wands. We have the 9 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. So with the 9 of Wands, I definitely feel like you're wounded. This is the wounded warrior. So I definitely think there are some remnants of that. Again, this was somebody who was really breadcrumbing you. This came out before as well. And it left you kind of wounded. But I see yourself moving forward, and I see yourself going towards like a more grounded energy and a more positive energy. Okay, so now let's get into the Osho. Thank you so much, Spirit. Let's go for this deck. Okay, so I want to know, Spirit, what harmony. This came out before me even asking a question. So I think this is you. This is how you are since that time. So let's look more into how you've been since that happened. But I can already see that you're kind of finding peace within yourself. You're finding harmony within yourself. It's almost like before this person, or right when you met this person, you felt like you didn't know that you could like somebody this much, or be this quote unquote happy, but it was a facade, right? And now after this person, it's like you didn't know you could be this at peace or this content with yourself. So that's what I'm getting from the harmony card. Spirit, can you tell me how is my collective feeling since then? How is my collective feeling since that situation? So we have suppression reversed. So you're definitely 100% crying it out. You're definitely like feeling all the things. Oh wow. So this person's like very like in the upright. They're very burdened and also very tied down, and it came out reversed. So I feel like you are definitely, again, in harmony with yourself. You feel like almost free from whatever shackles this person had on you, because it's possible that before speaking up, you had a while of wanting to speak up, but you felt almost like you couldn't be your true self, or almost like you felt like you lost yourself for a little while. Okay, we have completion reversed. So it is definitely possible that you're still so you see how this is like looking for like the missing piece, right? It's possible that you're still trying to make sense of it, or you still don't fully understand why you, or you might be in this like why me energy, or like yeah, let's clarify that with the tarot. Spirit, can you clarify this completion reversed, please? Would you clarify this completion reversed? Can you clarify the completion reversed? And I'm also going to go in the book for that. Thank you so much. So this is 7 of Swords reversed. Can you clarify the completion reversed? Thank you. So we have 3 cards. We have 6 of Wands reversed, Strength reversed, High Priestess reversed. So I think there's definitely some shadows. These all came out before for positive energy of like where you're moving towards. But definitely with this coming out again, I feel like there is some level of resistance to that change. So even though you find yourself moving towards that, I feel like maybe you are, sometimes it's almost like his energy's pulling on you. And I hate when that happens, but you can actually put a guard up for that. You know, like when somebody pulls on your energy, you can actually consciously detach from it. It takes practice, but you can do it. With the 7 of Swords reversed, I'm getting it's almost like you have more to say to this person. You might have more to say to this person, but I don't think that's a good idea. But that's what I'm getting from that. Anything else to clarify? Thank you. Anything else to clarify the completion reversed? This cycle may not be over for all of you. It's possible that some of you are still going to go back, fuck around, and figure out what you already know. This was a chunk. 5 of Wands reversed. So yeah, I'm feeling like for some of you guys, you feel like the fight's not over, or like you have more to say or more to rub in this person's face potentially. Take that how that resonates. Okay, Spirit, how is my collective feeling so far? How's my collective dealing with this situation? How is my collective feeling? How is my collective dealing with this situation? Thank you so much. Ooh. Okay, so bottom of the deck, we have playfulness reversed. You're definitely not entertaining anything, which I think is great. Like, you definitely are not fond of this person anymore, and you're not playing around. You're not entertaining the games that this person was putting on you. On top, we have the creator. So I think you're at a moment where you're trying to alchemize whatever just happened into creating your own reality. What also came out is compromise, okay? So it's possible that like again, in the previous reading, I kept getting that you wanted to manifest this a certain way and that didn't work out. So I'm thinking that this is what the compromise is about, but maybe I'll clarify that later. We also have here Thunderbolt reversed, which is Tower reversed, which is the same thing that happened before, that came out before. And you know what I just got? I think you evaded something much, much worse. I think this could have been a lot worse. And you caught it. You speaking up on time actually saved you from some more like way, way worse maniac shit that this person was going to try to put you through. Maybe they would have tried to trap you with a baby. Maybe they would have given you an, you know? So definitely I think that's interesting. So then we have morality reversed. Oh, okay, I see what's happening. And then you have postponement reversed. So what I'm getting from this is you want revenge and you want it now. You don't want it later. You want revenge right now, because that's also what I'm getting with the completion reversed. I think you are stuck in wanting to get back at them. You know, like you want to show them. You want to, you know, get back at them somehow, whether that is with like making them jealous with another person, trying to show, you know, on social media, fronting, acting like, not acting like, but like showing that you're happy without them, or blah, 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 blah. But I see you being in this energy that's keeping you a bit tethered to them. Again, this was in reversed. I heard a little ear ringing, but it went away. This was in reversed. So, you know, you're like kind of freeing yourself from the shackles, but the shackles are still there. So I would, if this is you contemplating some revenge, I would warn you against it, but we're gonna see what the advice is later on. Thank you so much, Spirit. Anything else? Can you give me anything else about how my collective is dealing with this? Can you give me anything else about how my collective is dealing with this? Thank you. Anything else about how? Thank you so much. Let me check these. So we have mind. So you're definitely thinking a lot about this. Schizophrenia. Oh, shit. And then we have isolation. And we also have adventure. So, okay. Damn. This is crazy. So mind, schizophrenia. I'm getting that a lot of you guys are thinking so much about this that you're isolating yourself from the rest of the world. So isolation. What I'm also getting from the isolation card is that this person maybe tried, oh shit, that's also another thing. This person tried to play with your mind. This person tried to act like your sense of reality was false. It made you almost feel this way, right? With the schizophrenia card. They wanted to fracture your sense of reality. They were really, really fucking with your mind. And they were isolating you as well. However, what I'm also getting, so that can resonate for some people. For other people, I'm thinking that you're currently thinking of the situation so much over and over, and how you're gonna get justice, or how you're gonna get revenge, that you are causing a break in reality for yourself. For adventure, I feel like maybe you let's clarify adventure. Spirit, can you help me clarify adventure? So I got at the bottom here, sorrow and ripeness. Sorrow and ripeness. So I feel like you're at a point where your sadness about the situation is at its peak, which is ironic that I took so long to record this video. But again, everything happens for a reason, right? So I think you're at a point where your sorrow about the situation is at its peak, and it's forcing you to venture into certain thoughts, whether that is those revengeful thoughts or it's the thoughts of moving on and what else you can do with your life. I'm not going to say it's a confirmation verb. I don't know. I have to decide how that's going to work still. But that is what I got for that. Let's keep going. Okay, Spirit, can you... I'm going to go back to this deck. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much. Spirit, can you tell me more about how the revenge the collective is feeling? How the revenge the collective is feeling. This energy of revenge. That is the download I got. That may not be the case for everybody, but it's like you don't maybe want revenge, but you are missing a sense of justice. It's like you feel like, where's their karma? You know, like, where's their karma? Spirit, can you tell me anything else about how my collective feels in terms of the revenge? The revengeful feelings. Thank you. Just one more, please. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take 3. So we have 3 of Pentacles reversed, 7 of Pentacles reversed, and we have 2 of Cups reversed. So yeah, obviously you don't want to work with this person. You are very disheartened with how it went. And what I'm getting here, sorry, this is not 7 of Pentacles, this is 8 of Pentacles. I'm getting that you're using those thoughts of like, I deserve justice to prevent yourself from working on the inner wounds that you need to bring forth. So I think that's what I'm getting from that. On the top, we have Queen of Wands, which is what you want to do, or like what you should do is pursue your higher power, your grounding, your self-worth, your self-love. And in the bottom, we have the Hangman, which is like feeling stuck and not doing what you know you need to do. These cards fell out, and now we have King of Pentacles. So I feel like the second you remove yourself from that stuck energy, you're going to reach a whole other level of abundance and self-security. Okay, that is what I'm getting for that. So let's put on the board. Spirit, tell me, Spirit, can you help me clarify for the collective? What is the aftermath of this situation for this other person? What is the aftermath of this situation for the other person? What is the aftermath of the situation? And that card flew out. What is the... Oh, there's so much energy here. What is the aftermath of the situation for this other person? Thank you so much. That's crazy. Okay. So bottom of the deck, we have the Creator reverse. So they're definitely blocked from creating their own abundance. We saw that coming, didn't we? And then on top, we have Experiencing reverse. So this is somebody who is now... again, closed off from experiencing. It's like maybe they're seeking out experiences and it's like, nope. Or maybe new people that they thought would entertain them are not doing so. We have Celebration reversed. So that kind of speaks for itself. This person is experiencing right now big karma, and I'm not saying that to be corny or anything. This is literally what's coming out in their cards. So Celebration reverse, like they're not happy. Things that they had planned, you know, what I'm getting is that they were siphoning off some of your abundance, and so now that your energy is removed, they are in a sort of drought because they can't, again, creativity reversed. The Creator reversed. They're not able to create for themselves because they were this whole time using your energy to create their abundance. So now they're in this energy of the opposite of celebration. They're not celebrating. They are disappointed in how things are going. We have Projections reversed. What I got the second I saw this was that everything that this person tried to project on you, maybe you were dealing 22 on the timer, my guy. Okay, this person was trying to project certain things onto you. All of those are coming back to them. That's crazy. That's what I got when I saw this, and then 22 on the timer. All right, so that's definitely significant. If you've been seeing 2, that's definitely for you. Integration. So it feels like this person, as well as you should be, is definitely trying to learn from it, as bad as this sounds, but it's been so bad for them. It's been so bad for them that they have no choice but to learn from this. Underneath creator, the creator reverse is lovers reverse. So this person, again, they have no luck in any field. Celebration reversed and projections reversed. So, yeah, they have no choice but to learn from this because the aftermath has been so strong. What else do we have? So we have slowing down. So definitely they're forced now. The karma for them is that they're forced to slow down. They didn't want to, but they're forced to slow down. We have sharing reverse. This is somebody who, again, was siphoning off your abundance. So now they're trying to, ask people for money. They're in a tight situation right now. Nobody's helping them. Nobody's helping them. They're right now in isolation. The card that we got for you before, they wanted that for you. It's projecting back onto them. So we have sharing reverse. Nobody's sharing with them. They're by themselves. They're alone. Where's the alone? I thought I saw the alone card, but maybe not. Existence. They're contemplating, why do I even exist? Like, why existence card? They're in a really contemplative energy. And then we have comparison reversed, which what I just got is that nothing, like, they keep trying to act like this was no big deal, or like you are easy to replace, but nobody compares to you. Nobody compares to you. Nobody compares to your energy. But this is not a compliment, okay? This is not a compliment. 444. 444 on the timer, okay? This is not a compliment. Like, if I look at the timer and it's a different time, I would say it, but it's been just synchronicities every time I look at it. So, damn it, which one? Comparison. Nobody compares to you, but it's not a compliment. It's that they cannot, like, the energy of the other people is not as sweet. It's not as accessible. It's not as generous, so it's not boosting them the way that, this is an energy vampire is what I'm getting. I'm getting that this is an energy vampire. Okay, so let's get into what advice Spirit can give us. Wow, I love this deck. I love this deck. This is nice. This is nice. What advice can we give the collective for how they should approach this situation? What advice can we give the collective, Spirit? Thank you. What advice can we give the collective? How should they be moving forward? What lessons do they have to learn? Actually, no, let's start with just what advice, please. What advice? What advice can we give them? And then we're going to look into, okay, let's look at this. So this is politics for advice. So it's possible that you are that this situation involves mutual friends, or that this situation could affect how others view you. And so for advice, we got that maybe you should play everything right. So refrain from the revenge and stuff, because that could flip people's perception of you and have them think that he's the victim. Or they are the victim if you're a male watching this. Okay, so be very careful with that. But before we do that, let's actually look at what was the lesson you were supposed to learn, and then we're gonna do advice. What is the lesson the collective has to learn? What is the lesson the collective has to learn from this situation? What is the lesson the collective has to learn, Spirit? I love this deck. This is so cute. Innocence, success, moment to moment. So it's definitely about kind of reconnecting with your inner child. And they kind of like stayed at the table. That's why I looked at them. But reconnecting with your inner child and taking it one step at a time. We have breakthrough. So I feel like you should listen to your intuition. I know that's kind of cliche, but again, you're at the brink of a breakthrough. Really listen to your intuition. When you ponder the revenge or the feeling of injustice or whatever, slowing down. So you definitely should also slow down. You know what your higher self calls you to do, right? Okay, Spirit, what is the advice? Sorry. What lesson was the collective supposed to learn from this? What lesson was the collective supposed to learn from this? What lesson? Thank you. What lesson was the collective supposed to learn from this? So we have comparison reversed. Schizophrenia reversed. So ground yourself in reality. I think you're right now up in the clouds, you know? And then we have participation reversed. Know when to pull back your energy. So we have comparison. This is crazy. You need to learn not to compare yourself with anybody else. It's possible that what kept you stuck here so long is that you were competing with other people, or like you knew he had you in multiple energies and you thought you could win out. And now you know that this is not a compliment. Somebody juggling you or making you compete for a spot is not a compliment. You know that you shouldn't participate in this. This is not something that you're above. This is what I'm getting. Okay, so I think now you've realized that you're above these little games. Okay, schizophrenia reversed. I'm getting to that you're also learning how to not fall for certain illusions. It's like you surprised yourself. You're learning how to not be engulfed by certain illusions. Okay, let's keep going. What was the collective supposed to learn, Spirit? What was the collective supposed to learn about this? What is the collective supposed to learn about this? The Lovers. I think, yeah, that's what I just got again. So we got the Lovers and we got experiencing reversed. So what I got from the Lovers is that you are learning how to, again, kill the illusion. Where's schizophrenia? Schizophrenia reversed. Kill the illusion of what you thought love was. Maybe you thought love was fighting for this, participating in the games, fighting for your spot with the comparisons, you know? But now you're learning the true reality of what love is supposed to be like. I think that's what you're supposed to learn, is what true love is supposed to be like. Maybe inner love as well. And then we have experiencing reversed. I think you're supposed to, again, I think what you were meant to learn is that you were not experiencing true love, that it was an illusion. I think you were supposed to learn how to identify illusions in love, because you have a very powerful energy that attracts energy vampires. So you need to learn how to protect that energy. We have here conditioning and mind reverse. So it's knowing how to, again, get to the bottom of what you've been programmed to do, whether this is by the society and the world in general or a specific person manipulating you. So it's with the mind reverse. I think that is, it's about learning to not, it's about learning how to see through manipulation in love. Okay, and then we have these three, which are the Master reversed, possibilities reversed, and flowering reversed. So I want to look at what the book says for these. So let's look at the Master. You can hold this down. So for mind, wait, I'm looking for the master. The master is on page 33. The master. The master in Zen is not a master over others, but a master of himself. His every gesture and his every word reflect his enlightened state. He has no private goals, no desire that anything should be other than the way it is. His disciples gather around him not to follow him, but to soak up his presence and be inspired by his example. In his eyes, they find their own truth reflected, and in his silence, they fall more easily to the silence of their own beings. The master welcomes the disciples not because he wants to lead them, but because he has so much to share. Together, they create an energy field that supports each unique individual in finding his or her own light. If you can find such a master, you are blessed. If you cannot, keep on searching. Learn from teachers and the would-be masters and move on, okay? So I think with the master's reverse, again, it's you learning that this is not what love is like. This is not something that inspires you. You know, it's almost like an awakening for yourself of what you can be or what love should feel like in the future. And knowing that this was not that. Let's look for possibilities. Two of fire, possibilities, that's 58. So, the eagle has an overview of all the possibilities contained in the landscape below. He flies freely, naturally, effortlessly. Okay, so what I'm already getting from... Ooh, I just got a flash. What I'm already getting from this is that you are now realizing that you were operating from a scarcity mindset. And that there are so many, 3511, so many more possibilities for love options or for what true love is supposed to be like than what you thought. So it's possible that you were entering this from a scarcity mindset, and now you're learning that that is not how you want to move forward. Okay, that is not what your higher self calls you towards. We also have here the whole circle. No, not this. And effortlessly through the sky. He is really in his domain, very grand and self-contained. This card indicates that you're at a point where a world of possibilities is open to you because you have grown more loving toward yourself, more self-contained. You can work easily with others. So it was reversed. So I think these are all of the things you have to learn. Be more loving toward yourself, more self-contained, and that you can work with others because you are relaxed and at ease. So I think also what I'm getting is that you didn't feel like you were able to be in your relaxed feminine energy. You felt like you had to be in the masculine energy. And if this resonates, you're going to know exactly what I mean. In terms of like, you constantly felt on guard. You couldn't be soft, you couldn't be sweet because this person didn't create a safe environment for that. Now let's look for flowering. That's Queen of Rainbows, 53. The Queen of Rainbows is like a fantastic plant that has reached the apex of its flowering and its colors. She's very sexual, very alive, and full of possibilities. She snaps her fingers to the music of love, and her zodiac necklace is placed in a way that Venus lies on her heart. The sleeves of her garment contain an abundance of seeds, and as the wind blows, the seeds will be scattered to take root where they may. She is not concerned whether they land on the soil or the rocks. She is just spreading them everywhere in sheer celebration of life and love. Flowers fall on her from above in harmony. So again, I think this is about your inner feminine energy and getting in touch with that energy, and knowing that when you're truly in a true love situation, you'll be able to experience this. You know, you'll be able to exude that maximal female energy. Does that make sense? I know this is getting kind of long, but all right, let's get into now. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you. Let's clear the energy from that deck. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's get into the Raise Your Vibration Oracle. Spirit, can you tell the collective, please, what lessons did they have to learn from this? What lessons did they have to learn from this? That's too much. Can I have just 1 or 2 or 3? What lessons did they have to learn from this, Spirit? You are not alone. What lesson, Spirit? Again, I think with the you are not alone, I think this is going back to the scarcity mindset. There are others here like you. There are others on the earth like you that deserve and crave a true love. Thank you so much, Spirit. Anything else for what they had to learn? Your sensitivity is a gift. So I definitely, and I call back my power. See, I knew this deck would be good. So you are not alone. I call back my power, and your sensitivity is a gift. I think the calling back your power again goes back to you wanting to get certain revenge or feeling like you deserve a certain justice. The more you keep yourself thinking of this, or in that energy, the more your energy is going to remain tethered to this individual. So I implore you to fully disconnect. If you need to do a cord cutting, for me, I do my cord cuttings mentally. Like, I literally picture that person's energy and I sever it. I don't know how to explain it, but give that a try. And then your sensitivity is a gift. You are not called to shut down on yourself. You're not called to be jaded. You know, you're called to remain open to true love and use your discernment, your high priestess energy, to understand who is worthy of what you're able to exude. Raise your vibration is a mantra that calls me to light up. And then we have my high vibes heal the world. So again, this is getting at knowing that you're like an earth angel. I hate to say cliche things like that, but it's almost like you're put on this earth to exude light, to show people what true love is supposed to be like. And if you shut down, you're not going to achieve that mission. Does that make sense? And it's also not right for you to let a low life energy like that derail you from your life purpose and your life mission, okay? Anything else? One more. Healing myself heals my lineage. So I think, again, with you surprising yourself with how you handled this, or with surprising yourself with moving forward, you're actually breaking generational curses. All right. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much. Let's clear that energy. Okay. Spirit, can you give us, I don't know if I should even use this one, to be honest. Can you give us a few cards for how my collective is feeling right now? How is my collective feeling right now about this situation? How's my collective feeling about this situation? How's my collective feeling about this situation? So we have positive-minded people and we have guardian. So you're definitely like keeping your heart more tucked into your sleeve, and you're also kind of not letting that close you off. Like, I think you're relying on friends to help you through this time. Spirit, how does my collective feel right now? How does my collective feel right now? How does my collective feel at the moment? So we have growth reversed. So yeah, it's possible you're still finding yourself stuck in this lower energy of like wanting justice, but this is keeping you from growing. This is keeping you from integrating the lessons you need to learn. We have here, again, positive-minded people. So it's telling you that in order to achieve your growth, you need to rely on your friends. Also, potentially go to therapy. And then we have here sleep. So if you've been lacking sleep, or if you've been anxious about this, it's keeping you up. I think you really need to rest. Rest within yourself and rest in the knowledge that you carried yourself with a positive, pure heart, and that this person is going through hell. Okay? And then we have negativity reversed. So again, you're in a mindset of kind of moving towards, I don't know, because with the negativity, again, I think you are kind of keeping yourself up, keeping yourself in this lower vibration. But I really encourage you to let go of like feelings of why me, and really dive into the lesson and into the growth and integrate what you are supposed to learn. Let's go into what is the advice? We already have a card that came out. What is the advice? This is the last few. What is the advice for the collective, Spirit? What is the advice? What does the collective need to do to grow from this, to achieve the higher version of themselves, to get to a point where they're happy, where they find true love? What is the advice, Spirit? What is the advice? Thank you. Ooh, that's too many. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much. We're going to go through these. Okay, so bottom of the deck, we have 3 of abundance. Your passions will lead to your divine life purpose. Remember in the first, this is crazy. Remember in the first reading, what did I say? Dive into your creative endeavors. If you make music, if you take pictures, photography, if you make content, whatever it is, dive into your hobbies. Pour into yourself, okay? Your passions, your self-devotion. If you haven't seen my previous reading about getting out of your own way, I think you should. But you need to dive into your own hobbies with devotion, okay? So it says, your passions will lead your divine life purpose. Do what you love and have confidence in your talent. Learn everything there is to know about your interests by taking classes, getting a mentor, or teaming up with like-minded people. Allow your creativity to soar. On the top of the deck, we have embrace those around you. Again, positive-minded people. Positive-minded people, okay? This is a time of great spiritual growth for you, making it even more important to surround yourself with those who love and share your beliefs. Be willing to accept help from others. You could find comfort in traditional solutions, or your heart may long to try out new ideas. And then let's look at what actually came out. So we have 4 of action. Your hard work and sincere efforts lead you to a sense of safety, contentment, and financial security. You deserve to take a break and enjoy the magnificent life you've created. It may be time to celebrate a wonderful event such as an engagement, a wedding, buying a new home, or the birth of a child. But really, I think this is about new endeavors, like celebrating yourself for starting that new thing, celebrating yourself for starting that page, for starting that channel, for posting your first video. You know what I'm saying? Down here we have Healer of Emotion. I think this is a very important card. This is a time to follow your heart and feel the fullness of your emotions. You may feel compelled to nurture others that you forget to care. You may be so compelled to nurture others that you forget to care for yourself. So again, this energy of like losing yourself in this other person's energy and now bringing that back to yourself and that placing them in a state of lack. All of that abundance that you were lending this person confirmation, bring that back to yourself. Flashes of intuition provide you with incredible insights. You or another person is a kind, tender-hearted, loving, and trustworthy friend. Okay? And then we have a few others, but after this, the reading is done. So 6 of emotion. Memories can fill your heart with many emotions. It's important to remember your past accurately without seeing it as better or worse than it was. People you used to know may return to your life unexpectedly. So this person may be coming around and you need to know and remember within yourself exactly what happened. 9/11 on the timer. What you may do is you may take your journal and just write down how you actually feel. I've done this in the past with like toxic relationships I've had. When I revisit those and I see how much pain I had in those, it makes it harder for me to fall for the like nostalgia when they come back around. Does that make sense? Children could be an important issue, or you may need to connect with your own inner child. So I think it's both. Maybe if you had a kid with this person, you have to ensure that this child feels safe. But mostly what I'm getting is that your inner child needs to feel safe and cared for. And also you need to make sure that your emotions don't cloud your memories. Does that make sense? Okay, 8 of emotion. You feel a deep longing for something meaningful in your life. In your heart, you know that there's more out there waiting for you in the world. Okay, so that goes back to the to the true love lesson, right? You know that there's a higher sort of relationship, or like a higher connection, a higher sort of connection for you out there. But the longer you keep yourself tethered to this other situation and this other person energetically, by thinking of them, by dignifying them with your thoughts, you're going to limit your ability to grow, integrate your lessons, and attract that new love. Okay, it may be time to switch careers, move to a new home or city, or initiate other important changes. I'm hearing that for some of you, you should change your number. Or at least, I think for some of you, if you were already thinking about it, this is confirmation 5101 on the timer. Do what's right for you and seek out your magical new life. So you can alchemize this into some really positive changes. We have a few more. Almost there. Ooh, sneeze. Confirmation, sneeze. Okay, helper of emotion. Romance blooms and you find yourself falling in love. So new love is coming. I think it is coming. Gifts of flowers, love letters, and poems, but not from the same person, babe. Whoever it is. Like, if you're still, it's not going to be the same person. Whoever that person was that dragged you through the mud does not deserve any more of your energy. Open yourself up to this new love. Does that make sense? And what's crazy is the order in which I've been reading these are like past, like learning things, and now like about opening yourself up to new things. Romance blooms and you find yourself falling in love. Gifts of flowers, love letters, and poems read aloud are all in your future. Marriage proposals, weddings, and past life connections are possible. Someone new who is romantic, dreamy, and emotional may enter your life. This could be an artist who's an idealist about love. So I think you're going to, the second you let go of those lower vibrations, you're gonna be attracting your soulmate, or you know, a really, really wonderful love experience. But you have to, again, know that your justice is going to be this new love, and their justice is going to be the chaos that they're experiencing right now. 10 of emotion. Life is blessing you with a wonderful and loving family. So for some of you guys, maybe that's what the child earlier was about. Maybe you did want a family and you thought that this old person was going to be who you had it with. But what I'm getting is that you're going to get that family of your dreams, but it's not going to be with that person. It's going to be even better than you ever imagined, okay? Great happiness and emotional fulfillment are now on the horizon. Harmony with those you love is assured. By offering forgiveness, understanding, and kindness to others, you're rewarded with unconditional love. So again, you need to rest in knowing that you put your best foot forward. You were genuine to this person, and this person mistreated you. That karma, that's going to be alchemized for you into an abundance and new love. For them, they're going to get what they deserve. But anyway, we're not focused on that. We're focused on us, okay? Messenger of emotion. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience. Again, like I'm saying, everything. The beginning of it was all like, these are all the things that you had to learn from it. And now it's like all of this positive, like new love coming in. This is crazy. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience that could grow into something deeper. You may receive a message expressing feelings that you didn't even know were developing. A social invitation could soon be on its way. There's a person involved who's very gentle and loving with only the kindest of intentions. It could be you, especially if you're artistic, shy, and sensitive. So there's the second card we're getting about somebody being an artistic person who is like wanting more. Oh my god, this is actually crazy. I'm gonna pull some cards on what the future love coming in is, and then we are gonna finish. So we have a 9 of thought. Stop being so hard on yourself and turn your thoughts toward the positive. There's no need to worry. Anticipating the worst isn't helpful. Know that heaven will provide a solution. If you're experiencing sleepless nights, which we talked about, or anxiety over a challenge in your life, release the problem to your angels. So again, rest in knowing that your abundance is going to come and that your pure intentions are going to pay off. And then finally, we have a happy change. Your angels have heard your prayers and have banded together to create real and joyful changes in your life. Events begin to move forward and great progress will now be possible. You may need to make some rapid decisions due to the suddenness of activity. So maybe for some of you, you're going to be moving in with somebody. Maybe this is a long-term friend who you had no idea had feelings for you that will be confessing. Take that as a resonance, okay? Be confident and trust the guidance you will receive. So, Spirit, I want to know a little bit. Thank you so much, Spirit. That was so good. I want to know, can you tell me some characteristics of this new person that's coming in? Can you tell me some characteristics of the new person coming in? What is this new love going to be like? What is this new love going to be like, Spirit? What is this new love going to be like? Oh my god, I don't know how this gets so long. What is this new life? I mean, this new love. What is this new love going to be like? What is this new love going to be like? What is this new love? Thank you. What is this new love going to be like? Thank you. Oh, we have 3 here. I thought it was only 2, but we have 3. And now let's do with the normal tarot. What is this new love going to be like, Spirit? The one thing about this deck is I have to cover the naked people. What is this new love going to be like, Spirit? I'm hearing that for the normal tarot, I should just look at top and bottom. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so we have courage. So I don't feel like this is going to be someone who's going to have a hard time pursuing you. I think this is someone who's going to come all in. Then we have new vision reversed. And we have adventure reversed. So this might be somebody who's kind of like reserved, more on the reserved side. Maybe this is a shy person. I mean, they did say in the guardian angel cards that this would be a shy but artistic person. And then new vision reversed. What I'm getting from this is that it's a possibly, I think this is an old friend. This might be a long-term friend. So it's, I don't think it's like, well, at least not for all of you, it's not going to be a brand new person. I think for most of you, this is somebody who you already kind of have like a little bit of tingly feelings for. And then courage. This person is going to gain the courage to come forward and is going to pursue you boldly. On the top here, we have compromise. And then on the bottom, we have change. So I definitely think that this is going to be a sort of like friend, and that it's going to change the dynamic of the friendship, obviously. And it's going to require some effort. But this is going to be a happy change. This is going to be like a love that you've always imagined. So yeah, I hope this reading resonated, guys. I hope you're able to keep moving forward from this person. I hope you don't stay stuck in that lower vibration of, you know, questioning why, or, you know, just release. Just know that everything that happened was meant to get you closer to where you're supposed to be with this new love. And this just came out, patience, and it has a pregnant lady. So for some of y'all going to be getting that new family for sure. But you have to be patient. And again, don't operate from this lack mentality. Okay? All right, that's all I have.